Hi, this is Joe here with another review. For the sake of this video, we're going to be discussing the Oscar-winning film, which was the last Oscar-winning film of the 20th century, which is the 2000 film Gladiator, starring Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix. Now, to say, how can it be that last Oscar-winning film was in the year 2000? I said, well, the 21st century actually started in 2001. So, of course, Gladiator was the last Oscar-winning film of the 20th century, even though the stupid liberal media don't want to admit it. But anyway, the film itself, of course, it is the Oscar-winning film of 2000, and Russell Crowe also won the Oscar for Best Actor for this role. The problem when they have a Gladiator is there's two similar. It's like almost a similar plot than an Oscar winner that came out 41 years earlier, which was Ben-Hur, which is a similar, well, not exactly scene for scene or line for line, but it's a similar kind of a plot. What I mean by that is, true doesn't have anything to do with the Christ crucifixion or the birth of Christ, stuff like that. Or did it have like the chariot base? Like you had the famous chariot base like you had in Ben-Hur. But it's similar in a way that it had to do with the Romans. The gladiator contest they had in the Colosseum. And a guy who was a prominent Roman was sold into slavery and had to fight back and fight against his enemy, who was the new emperor of Rome. Right, so it's and with Russell Crowe taking revenge on Joaquin Phoenix's character. So that was similar to what the plot of Ben-Hur was. But other than that, I mean, it's just nothing really. Even though the call is a great movie, it was directed by Ridley Scott, who the next film he directed was the 2001 film Hannibal. The remake of Silence of the Lambs, he directed that movie. But this one is just basically with Russell Crowe, who character plays Maximus, who was a general in the Roman army. He always won a big battle for Rome, and Caesar, who was played with Richard Harris, decides, because he didn't like his son, didn't trust his son. The son is kind of like a wimp. Joaquin Phoenix is kind of like a wimpy guy, and his father knew the son didn't really love him or care for him, and decided to leave Rome, control of Rome, to Russell Crowe's character. Well, guess what? The son found out about it, gets pissed off, and actually kills his own father. Yes, that's exactly what he did. Then, of course, he blamed it on Russell Crowe's character and demanded Russell Crowe pretty much kiss his ass. Because if you don't kiss my ass, I will consider you a traitor. And Maximus says, "Fuck you, I'm going home." And he said, "Your father already told me to give me permission to go home, dismiss me from the army, and I'm going to be a general anymore. I want to be home with my wife and kid." And that's it. So Joaquin Phoenix decided to send a couple of goons to kill him, and Russell Crowe decides to turn the tables on him, kills them, and simply he knew they was going to be stabbed in the back, literally, from the new emperor, and then he gets hooked up, he's like in exile, and then he gets picked up, and he was put into slavery, and they call him the Spaniard because they thought he was a Spaniard instead of this big shot Roman emperor, and then he had to fight as a gladiator in a gladiator contest, and he kept fighting one after the other, and then somebody recognized who he was Joaquin Phoenix's sister, who kind of had a heart for Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe's character was married. But I should mention that Joaquin Phoenix decided to kill will kill Maximus's whole family. So his wife was killed, his son was killed, and so now, of course, Maximus, or the Russell Crowe character, decided to seek out revenge, trying to get back to Rome and to kill off his enemies. Well, first, people heard or saw Russell Crowe in these games, and it says, "Hey, Maximus, I'm going to fight with you," and decided to have a coup against Joaquin Phoenix, and it says, "Okay, fine," and then it says to agree to this big contest that the new Caesar was going to have, and he took place in it, and then of course they found out who he was. Joaquin Phoenix and the actor who played his sister found out who he was. And says, "Oh crap! I thought you were dead." I said, "Yeah, that's because I killed your goons. I killed your assassins. So now I'm coming after you." It's kind of like with Rambo in the second in Rambo First Blood Part 2, where Stallone says, "Murdoch, I'm coming to get you." That's pretty much what it was in this movie. And Russell Crowe was coming to get him. And so Joaquin Phoenix decides to say, "Okay, no more this blood stuff. Now it's going to be a fight to the death between you and me." Thank you. It's only this damn motorcycle at the same time doing these videos. And so Russell Crowe says, agrees to it. So they have this big fight to the death, the two of them. And Joaquin, and major spoiler for those who have never seen this movie, Russell Crowe kills Joaquin Phoenix first. And then, of course, with all the wounds that Russell Crowe had, he died not too long afterwards. And then gave him the sister, Joaquin Phoenix's sister, decides to give him a proper funeral. Says that his son, or her son, was going to be the next year. And he says, "Oh, your son is safe. I saw your son before I came out here." And he's before Russell Crowe died, he says, "Oh, your son is perfectly safe. It's going to be fine. He's going to be next year. It's going to be next ruler. Yada yada yada." And she says, "Okay," and she decides to give Russell Crowe the proper funeral that he deserved, because he fought for. And that's pretty much how the movie went. And the movie was a pretty long film to get through. And Russell Crowe, even though he gave a good performance to this movie, as he usually does, but I prefer that he deserved the Oscar for A Beautiful Mind. But I already heard at that time, Gladiator, during the filming of Gladiator, that Russell Crowe was a pain in the ass to work with. So of course, by the time Russell Crowe did A Beautiful Mind in 2005, people said he was such a pain in the ass to work on the set. One house complaining how much of a pain he was. Co-stars in that movie said he was a pain in the ass. So word got out. So when the time to vote for the Oscars, he didn't win the Oscar for Beautiful Mind, but he won the Oscar for this movie. But personally, compared to the two movies, he should have won the Oscar for Beautiful Mind. But I think also at that time, when he did I know I did a review of Beautiful Mind before, but people were getting tired of actors winning awards for playing somebody with either a physical or mental problem. In 2005, that trend decided to pretty much dead. Like Tom Hanks, he won his 2 Oscars because he played a gay man with AIDS, dying of AIDS, and he played Forrest Gump, who was a retarded man who was IQ of 75. So, and of course, Anthony Hopkins in the 90s also won for playing a crazy psychopath in Silence of the Lambs. And people were just getting tired of time and time again that these people won Oscars for playing somebody with a physical or mental disability. So it's another reason why Russell Crowe didn't win for Beautiful Mind. But he won for this movie, and I think it became a surprise Oscar winner. In my opinion, I think it was a surprise Oscar winner because I didn't think this Roman Gladiator stuff would be because it was done back in the 50s and 60s, and they did it this time. So that's my review of the movie Gladiator. Please click on the video, please rate it, feel free to comment on it. I forgot. I disabled the comment section now. So you cannot comment anymore or rate the videos anymore. But subscribe to my channel and please forward this video onto your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews now on my YouTube channel at rowdyc.com. It's all WDY and C.com. The homepage of the Rowdy Reviewer, Chris Lee Moore, and please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.